Hey, welcome back to the channel. Canadian Classic Car Garage, CDN Classic Car Garage. So this will be part 2 in a series of doing a refresh of the engine bay on my 1968 Mustang. Part 1, it's already up. You can check it out. It's in a 1968 playlist on my channel. Just to quickly recap, I kind of cleaned up this area here. I put new cables, new battery hold down, new solenoid. I added some spark plug wire separators. I put in the new washer fluid container and a new master cylinder brake cap just to clean it up a little bit. Part 2 is going to focus on the cooling system. I'm going to change out the upper and lower rad hoses, the water bypass hose, and these aren't for cosmetic reasons. I just think their age is getting up there, and I don't want to have one of these blow on me when I'm out driving, so I'm just going to change those. And then I'm going to focus on these red heater hoses. I've got a wrap that I'm going to try to install on there. You can see it's not an easy thing to change these heater hoses because they clamp on to the heater core from inside the car, so you can't really change them too easily without getting in and loosen up the heater core, which I'm not about to do. So I'm just going to disconnect at this end here, feed the wrap on, trim it up. I think I might trim this one a little bit. It's a little long. I want both hoses to be nice and neat right here beside the valve cover. So that's what I'm going to attempt today in part 2. So I'll get set up, and then we'll likely do a time lapse. It's not exciting changes, but nevertheless, I hope it helps somebody. So I'm going to set up, and then I'll touch base with you again. Thanks. So off camera I did a little bit of work. You can see I pulled the bypass hose off, the upper rad hose off. The lower rad hose is now off. And I think it was probably a wise decision. The upper rad hose didn't look too bad, but when you look at this lower rad hose, it's kind of very soft in this area, and you can see the corrosion at the block. I think this hose, especially right there, it feels very, very soft. So I think it was a very good decision to change those out. It is making a little bit of mess, but it's not too bad. I'll have to, I think, trim up this new bypass hose. It's a little bit longer, but that's okay. And I got some antifreeze to clean up in there. And once I just clean a little bit, I'm gonna not install those hoses yet. I'm gonna work on the heater hoses and put that wrap on, and then I'll have more space to work, especially on that hose down there. So I'll catch up in a second. Thanks. Alright, I'm partway through. You can see I've got that wrap on the heater hoses, and it looks really good. I'm really pleased with that. I've got to connect all the hoses still and install. I did put the lower rad hose on, but I'll get the heater hoses done, and then the upper rad hose, or maybe the bypass hose first. But those heater hose wrap, I'm really pleased with that. It gets that red hose out of the way. So I'm almost done. I'll check back in a second. Alright, that's it for part 2. You can see I've got those heater hoses tied up, and they look really good. I got the upper rad hose on, the bypass hose, the lower hose. I even forgot to mention I had an overflow tube hose as well. So last part I got to do is top up the rad, start it up and check for leaks. And that'll be it for part 2 of the engine bay refresh. I don't have any more parts to install, but I do plan on doing a engine detail, some degreaser, and maybe clean up that intake a little bit and touch up some of the paint around the water pump area. But that'll do it for today. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Again, this is CDN Classic Car Garage, Canadian Classic Car Garage. Thanks for your time today. Thanks for watching.